Hello and welcome to Clarke Farms. We're back with another episode of the Clarke Farms map by MRG Mapping. And we're just picking up the rest of our silage bales here. We got a bit rained out trying to make hay. And so we've turned them all into wrapped silage bales. And now we just need to haul these back up into the yard here. And we will be able to finally be ready to purchase our cows. And so we are going to do some beef cattle here on this map. For all the times I've played seasons, I've never actually done just beef for cows. I've always done dairy cows, so I'm really interested to try something a little bit different. We did also drag our bale tube thing there back up behind the gas tanks off camera. That was quite the hassle. Farm sim physics do not play well. Essentially every single bale in that long tube there is still an individual object. They're just kind of attached to each other, so it's like one giant bale trailer waiting to explode is kind of how it acts. So we got it back up from rolling down the hill, but we need to use those bales up as quick as possible is my general feelings. So we'll probably be taking from that bale tube first to use them up, and be using these individual bales later on. Storing the individual bales here like this seems to be working quite a bit better. I'm going to try not and put them into the fence here, so just kind of pulling up a little bit as we unload. And that looks pretty good. Now we've got one more bale out there in the field. I don't think I'm going to drag this giant trailer all the way out there. So in fact, I think what I'm going to do is just bring this right up here to the edge of the path here. We're going to fold it back up, and we will let the dealer come and pick this up whenever he's ready. So let's go ahead and put this 7140 back here in the shed, and we'll go grab the New Holland here to go pick up that last bale. It looks like we're finally past our rain as well. The sun has come out a bit here, although it looks, based on the forecast, like maybe we're going to get some more clouds here. So we'll see if the weather holds up today, but I'm really hoping to be able to sort out our cows. Not only get them purchased, but obviously feed them. And we're going to have to make sure we've got the water triggers and things like that set up today as well. So been talking about cows for a long time on this series. Super excited to get started on them. And then I'm looking over at this cornfield, and we've got some weeds and such coming up in a few spots there. So at some point here over the summer, we're going to need to get out there and spray some weeds. We did miss a fair amount of grass clumps in this field, it looks like, when we were baling. Not too many. You can see a few of these darker green spots here that we've missed. Mostly on the headlands, but there's a few spots throughout the field, so it's unfortunate sometimes, but it is what it is. And we're gonna just pull through this gate and hop out and close it, because we want to make sure our cows aren't gonna get out after we get them purchased and delivered. And so I haven't decided yet how many cows we're gonna get. I think we need to get a few cows. I want there to be enough that we have to kind of work for it. And so I'm tempted, having not done cows in a long time, especially not beef cows, to do 50, maybe? I don't know. We're going to find out. I don't have a lot of money. I think I've got enough to where I can take out a bit more of a loan, though. And so that is the high-level plan, is to take out a loan as much as we can and use it to buy maybe not as many cows as we can, but up to 50 cows. I think 50 is my top end. So if we have enough money to buy 50 cows, we're going to buy 50 cows. And since I know we're going to need to feed those cows as soon as we buy them, I'm going to go ahead and leave this bale here. And I'm going to figure out where the buy trigger is for the cows. Is it this gate? It is. Look at that. And so I think what we want to do is get these limousines. I think this is the expensive but one of the better cows to sell on the beef market. If I look at the prices here, we are at the low point for purchasing them, which I think is good. So I think what we're going to do is just go ahead and take out a loan and see how much of a loan we can take out. We're going to go up to the max, see if it's 500 or if it's more, which is good. I think they were only a little over 2,000 per cow, so I don't really need this much money actually. So let's go with this for a second. Let's come back in here. Now, I don't have an animal trailer, and so we are going to pay the fee to have them delivered at least, and maybe by the time we're ready to sell, we'll get an animal trailer. So at $22.65, that's 10, 20, 30, 40. All right, I believe that is our 50 cows because our fee here is $10,000. So we're going to pay a total of $123,000 to get 50 cows. Confirmed. And then we're going to hop right back into the loan window before we forget. And we're going to give as much back as we can because we definitely don't want to be paying interest on all of that money. And then we're going to open this gate and bring our first silage bale in. Oh, wait. Our first silage bale is still grass. What is going on here? Because it needs 31 hours to turn into silage. What have we done? So I think as somebody was saying, it doesn't look like they're eating the grass in the pasture by default. So we're going to have to figure this out here. Let's go ahead and run down in here. And we've definitely got a bunch of cows down there, which is a good thing. They do seem to be pretty grouped up around this building here. Gonna have a hard time getting through with the tractor, that's for sure. What is this? Is this the water? I don't know what this is. I'm assuming that's where I would put straw. This is where the manure would form if I did straw. This cow has got his head through the ground, just in a low spot. I'm not seeing any other triggers, so I think that the water trigger has got to be up here. This has got to be the feed trigger. That looks like a feed trough. So this over here has got to be the water trigger, is my guess. That does look like water. So with that, it would seem that I don't have animal pen extensions turned on because I really would like to have my water faucet. So step one, I think I'm going to see if I can feed one of these not done silage bales that still says it's grass to the cows. I don't know if this is going to work. I almost wouldn't expect it to work, although it does say it's a bale of grass right now, so maybe if I put a bale of grass in there, it'll count as grass and all my cows won't die. Because it looks like our silage bales are not going to be ready until next time, or next day in seasons here. And I'm also curious, is this thing going to even take bales, or do I need to be shredding this thing somehow anyway? Look out, Mr. Cow. We are big bad tractor here. We're going to need to get through. I don't know if this is because it's a wrapped bale or because this is not the trigger. This is not a trigger. Yeah, the trigger is definitely this feed trough over here. And it is not taking my grassy silage bales. Look out, cows. All right, so since it is not gonna take my grassy silage bales, we need to go back and pick up a hay bale, maybe? We can just buy one from the shop and hope that it gets us through. So let's go do that because, like I said, we're going to have all the silage here available to us in 30 some hours, it said, which should be tomorrow. Where did that bale just go? Nobody knows. It fell through the floor. It fell through the floor and fed the cows. Is this like a trigger of some kind that I don't know about? No. That is so bizarre. I wonder if that works again. Like, what happens if I just pick up another bale? We're gonna break the game. Nope. It was a one-time gig. Okay. Well, you know what? You can just hang out there, Mr. Bale. We no longer have a need for you. It looks like we even got a 4,000 liters of grass to hold us through at least until the next day. So I'm going to turn this tractor off for a moment. And I just want to come over here and check on this. That's got 30 hours to go. Let me check the end. All right, 30 hours on that end. This end might be a little bit more, given how long it took me to fill these up. Yeah, 31. Okay, let's go figure out how to get our water pipes installed. All right, so I think we've got everything squared away. And by squared away, I mean we installed the appropriate mods to do what we want to do. I mean, we called the plumber, and he's coming out to install our pipes. So we just need to tell him where we would like them. So let's go ahead and put our valve right here where it's easy to get to. And then I think the plan will be to put the watering pipe right here. How do I control E? There we go. I think that's going to look very nice. Should work awesomely. Confirmed. Thank you, Sir Plumber. All right. So now that we've got water going into the cows here, I think we're in a pretty good spot. There are just so many of them all grouped up here by the shed. Eventually, I suspect that they'll continue to wander around and find greener pastures, so to speak. You're eating gravel, really, bud? I think there's some really nice grass right behind you. You might want to just turn around there and get some grass. Also, I'm not sure how this works. This is supposed to be a male cow. Some things aren't matching up. This is very confusing. Moving on. We're going to head on back up here to the yard. Make sure we remember to close the gate before our herd of cows gets away. I'm not planning on doing straw with them at this point, so we'll just get the liquid manure here. So we'll have to get a slurry spreader of some kind eventually. And I think we should probably call the dealer up and have him come get this trailer. All right. So the dealer came and got that bale loader real quick, so I think we're good to go there. And let's just take a quick look at the map. Based on the state of things on the PDA, it looks like we're really down to spraying here. We've got some spraying to do over on this field for a last stage of fertilizer, and then everything needs some herbicide. I can't recall if this is currently sprayed or not. I think it is. I think we've got to wait until these beans pop up a little bit more before we're going to be able to put any more nutrients on there. So let's go ahead and call the co-op and have them bring the sprayer back out so we can put some herbicide on. Well, the co-op just dropped off the Patriot here. Say they've got it all filled up and ready to go with some herbicide. So I think we're going to take this back and hit our cornfield first. Just because I want to get it out of the way here. It's a little bit harder to get to. And then we'll head back out here and try to hit our other fields, I think. So we're going to just squeeze through this gate. Don't want our cows getting out. This thing is pretty wide. I'm a little bit concerned trying to get by all of these cows here. Excuse me, coming through. Sneak around here on the side of the pond here. A little bit risky. Alright, I don't think this field's gonna take too long. So I'm just trying to think. It's probably best to head on up to the top of this field first and then head down on the long rows here. We're not quite gonna get to the corner though, are we? We'll just sneak up here. Try not to mow down too much corn in the process. Alright, we've got this thing all set up now, I believe. We're gonna have to overlap a little bit. I don't think I've got sprayer section control set up right now, which is unfortunate, because that would come in very handy for this right now. But alas, beggars can't be choosers. So we're gonna just go ahead and deal with it. I do know that we're stuck in the trees here. I'm going to have plenty of herbicide to get this field done. Just looking at how wide of a swath we're taking right now, and then how little herbicide we're actually using, we'll definitely have leftovers for next year. And so this is going to be a pretty quick job for us, I think, to just hit this backfield like this. We've got just a few spots of weeds here and there right now, so not too bad, but we are really kind of getting it early in the summer here before a lot of the weeds would pop up. So I'm glad we've got access to such a nice sprayer here. We totally didn't bump that tree. That was just us hitting the brakes a little bit fast. So we're just gonna take this corner here. We'll get on our track once we get past this little cusp of trees here on our right hand side. Rather large cusp of trees, I suppose. I apparently need to turn up my object distance in my graphics settings because I can't see any of our cows from here, and I was kind of hoping to be able to watch the cows as we worked in this field. Nope, they're popping in. So we're going to stop here, and then I think it probably makes the most sense to just go down to the end of this next long row and get started in on that. Oh, we missed some herbicide spraying right here on the headland. We're going to go ahead and just grab that since we were all perfectly lined up here. There we go. Nice and neat. So I don't actually want to do that. I want to come down here and get turned around. In fact, I'm just going to back on in this way. And we're going to take this headland pass off just to make our lives easier when we come back down to this end. We're not fighting to get lined up since we're already lined up here right now. And then if I just swing wide, we should be in a good spot here. Get going here past this tree, and then I think we can jump a row over. There we go. Looking good. I'm thoroughly enjoying some of the mods that we've got on this farm. We've got a lot of access to a few things with the co-op, obviously, like this, but this has been a lot of fun to play with some of these new pieces of equipment. I'm really curious to see how things go with these cows over the next couple of days here in seasons. The biggest question, will I forget to feed them? Oops, I've got my sprayer on. My bad. Let's back up here and get lined up on the down row. It's just about perfectly lined up here. I think we're going to let that tiny little strip on the outside edge go there. I probably could have lined this up a little bit better had I paid attention or recalled that this was that tight. But we'll live if we get a foot of weeds or so on the edge of that grass there. Don't think it's going to be a big deal. And there we go. We're all done in this field, so I'm just going to kind of skirt around here. Whoa. We're going to just skirt around the headland here as we finish folding up. Sneak right back out of this field the way we came. If we turn the UI back on here for a second, you can see we're only at 89% capacity. And so we've definitely not used very much of the herbicide here. Now that's not the biggest field, but still, if we've only used 11% doing that little bit, we've got plenty to do the rest of our fields. And of course we've got to sneak back by all these cows. So we're just gonna cut around here, work our way back up to the gate. And I think we're going to wrap up today's episode here. We'll probably finish up the rest of our spraying in a bit of a time-lapse montage next episode. And jump into feeding these cows and seeing how that works out here for us over the next day or so. And then we're really coming up on harvest here because we've got most of the other work and tasks and things that we need to do on the farm done. We're just kind of waiting for things to grow at this point. So that's always a fun spot to be, is kind of looking forward into getting harvest done. So let's maybe go ahead and just see if Courseplay is going to do its thing on this field. So yeah, it looks like we're going to be able to leverage Courseplay to help us out here with some of these repetitive tasks. So with that, I think we're at a good spot to wrap things up today. That's all for today. Clarke, out.